Well, we're in the back of my house today. We're going to talk about this camera. This is the Soliom S100 wireless security camera. So, let's talk about it. So, first things first. It's a little windy out, but it's nicer out now that winter's finally at a close. So I kind of had to do this video outside. But that camera right there has been going all winter long. I actually did a setup video on my GeekSmart channel on this camera back at basically the end of fall, beginning of winter, and it's been running all winter long. Now, first I was going to give it 2 to 4 weeks of my normal trial period to really get a thing of it, but it never really got cold, and a couple other things were going on at the time, and so I kind of let it go, and then we got cold. And not just cold, but we also got lots of snow this past winter. So there was times where there was snow piled on top of that thing. And I really wanted to know, because this is a solar-powered, battery-operated camera. Well, the solar cells are what actually charge the battery. And of course, you got a battery inside the camera. Now, a lot of these wireless cameras, they don't like to go into the really cold weather. And they shouldn't be in really cold weather while charging, because you could actually damage the battery. But I let it go, because in this case, it's all about me trying to figure out how this camera works in real case scenarios, and that's what this review video is. I've already done one review for Soliom on one of their other solar-powered battery-operated cameras, and I actually ended up really liking that camera. This one is different. The other one that I did was a PTZ. It actually had a motorized camera that I could actually point where I wanted to. This one's not. This one's kind of a point-and-shoot kind of item with some wings, basically, that have the solar cells on them. So we're going to talk about the camera itself. We're going to look at the app, and then I'm going to give you my straight up forward answer. What do I actually think about this camera? Now, first off, the camera itself has kind of the wings that jut off to the side of it, and all they are solar panels, right? They're just 2 solar panels, one on each side. They're connected to the battery that's inside the actual unit, and they power it up. Now, you can power this or charge this via USB as well. That's on the little rubber pieces on the bottom of the camera. And then the mount, obviously, is a pretty simple mount. It's just got a ball end on it and attaches to the fascia. If you want to know more about the setup, I'm going to link down to the setup video down below as well at the end of the video. So definitely head over to GeekSmart and check the setup video. That way you can really see the camera up close and personal as I unbox it and set it up. That said, the camera itself works really good. The solar cells work really good. I never have to worry about how much charge, and I don't even have the solar cells pointed in the correct direction. They're actually kind of pointing, if you kind of think of it, they're kind of pointing to the northeast a little bit. So they're not really even in the most dedicated way to get the most power out of it possible. They put enough solar cells there to easily charge the battery of what it needs to do. Now, of course, if you're in a spot that gets a lot of activity, a lot of motion, well, then maybe you'll have a little more issues with it, but I get multiple trigger alerts every day, and it works really, really well. Now, to start, I wanted to show you that I do get alerts, and so you can see there's activity detected at my back door. They're very responsive, so if something actually comes in the case where it actually sees or it actually senses movement at all, I will get an alert within probably 5 to 10 seconds. I mean, it is quick and rapid, and so I really am appreciative of that, because it allows me to jump on the camera real quick to see actually what is causing that movement. But let's get into the app. Okay, so here we are, the Soliom Plus app. I'm going to go ahead and open it now, and we're going to actually see the camera as it currently is. So it's called Backdoor because it's looking out technically the back of my house. Last time I checked it, there was still snow on the ground, which is just not too long ago, actually. But if we can actually click on the picture itself, we're actually going to bring up a live view of the camera itself. And so you see that's where it actually looks like right now, because we are warmer up. And you can see that, I don't know if you can actually see that, but the time is changing because we're getting a live feed here. We can actually hit the speakers on. I don't know how. Yeah, there's nothing really going on up there, but you are actually hearing whatever is going on. A little bit there and there. We can even talk and use the microphone itself and talk. And there you can hear actually a little bit of that feedback, right? We can take a photo at any time. Snapshot, boom, snapshots into my photo album. Video as well. I'm going to kick the audio off. we can actually take a video of what's ever going on, hit the video button, it's recording, it's just recording whatever's going on, and then I can hit the video there and stop, and it'll save it to my album. Now, if you pay for their cloud service plans, which I don't, you can hit the cloud and actually see the cloud stuff. So if I actually click on these, I don't think it's going to let me do any of them. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe they still do have some cloud storage capability. Yeah, so there's me opening my garage door and walking back around. Anytime that there was actually a motion item, it actually triggers in there. You can actually go to the TF card as well, so you can go between the, that's TF card, this is cloud. See, yep, service has expired. So it's still seeing the stuff in the cloud, but I don't have a service plan currently, and you can renew. Let's hit the renew button. Let's see the current pricing here. Cloud, 30 days is $199. A month, 180 days is $10.99. 360 days is $21.99. So you can choose how much storage capability that you could have currently. So I'm currently sticking with the TF card, or the micro SD card that's actually currently in there, right? So that's actually what I'm currently using, and it works quite well. So I can just pick an activity that happened, hit the play button, it'll play. There's me going in. I'm shutting the garage door and walking back up around. So you can kind of see where we're going. It's gonna, any kind of activity, any trigger event, it's gonna trigger, and you can actually select in the settings here. We can select how long those clips are. So active time I have 60 seconds. That's the maximum. You can trim that down if you don't want to have as long a clips or anything like that. We can change any of the settings in here. If you need to flip the image, if you mounted it upside down or something. Scene modes. Let's see, scene modes. Oh, night vision, high sensitivity, depending on what looks best in your location. It actually has a light. So it doesn't have what's you would say is a night vision. It actually uses a floodlight to actually light up the area to actually capture the video, which is going to be a little bit different than some of the other cameras I've done. So it is a little bit different, but you don't have an option to go between the two. It is a lit observation capability either way. Let's see here. LED indicator, if you want that on or off, you can choose that. You can change the name of it, like I have mine listed as back door currently. But yeah, and then we can choose memory card if you want to actually have the cloud video or not. You can just turn off the cloud video altogether because, well, right now I don't pay for it. I can turn that off, right? I can choose to not have it. So that's what the app looks like. It's a pretty basic but easy access app, and it gives you full capability and easy live viewing capability, both two-way communication as well. So to be honest, for what it is, I've been really impressed by Soliom's cameras, both now that I've tested, and it works really, really well. So in the end, that little guy has been one of the better wireless cameras that I've actually tested. Now, I do like having a 24-hour feed, but no battery-operated cameras are actually going to be able to give you that, because you're just going to wear the battery out. So having a sensor that is really accurate is key to any wireless, or any fully wireless, specifically battery-operated camera. That sensitivity of that sensor that's on there, that Soliom uses, is one of the better ones that I have. And you can even adjust that sensitivity in the app as well if you don't want it to be as sensitive. So like if it picks up leaves, and this thing does. So you can change that sensitivity. I actually have it set a little lower right now than off of the center because it was picking up more leaves in the fall. But it's been great. So this is the Soliom S100. Look, if you're looking for a 1Z, 2Z type item where you're just going to buy a couple cameras to place where you want to place them, being completely off of anything, just completely wireless. Now these are Wi-Fi based, so they still have to be within the Wi-Fi range of your router or your access points or whatever you're using. So this still has to have that connection. But aside from that, it's wireless, it's battery operated, it's solar powered to charge that battery. And even in the negative 20 degrees temperature that we had, and we had, not joking, a week, actually it might have been a week and a half solid, where it was negative temperatures. I think the wind chill this year got down to negative 30 something. It was bitterly cold here. That thing kept ticking. It did not alter, it kept going. Even when we had like in December and January, we had snow on the ground, I think, for a longer period of time this past year than we have had in a long time. In deep snow. I mean, we had, I think, in our front yard, well over a foot and a half of snow, at maybe 2 feet at most, which is a lot more than usual here in Iowa. that thing had snow piled on top of it. And even with the snow, it still was able to charge the battery. I have not touched that. I didn't plug anything into it. I just let it go. And it has never faulted me. So, Soliom, you make a quality product. Your app is pretty simple. The notifications are easy to see and easy to digest, and I can click on it. It takes me right to the app, gets it up right away to see what's going on. I'll be honest. I've had more luck with this than I have with the Ring doorbells. So, Soliom, you're doing something right. So that said, guys, I'm going to put a link down to the description down below. Now, they sent me this product to review. They are not paying for my opinions. My opinions are my own. And this, like I said, this is the second Soliom camera I've tested. I will gladly test any more of their products. If they're anything like the last two that I've done now, solid product. Solid product. So, take a peek at the setup video on GeekSmart. And if you have any questions, comment below, subscribe to the channel, share the video, give it a thumbs up if you could for me. Head over to techgooch.com. You can get a hold of me direct if you need to. So, thank you for watching. Signing off. We'll see you soon.